Glass clarity, it's a safety need and it's a detailing challenge. But can Bilt Hamber hit another home run in the glass care race? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the Golf Diaries. My name's Mark, and if you're into all things VW and detailing, then hopefully you've come to the right place. So with no further ado, Bilt Hamber Re-view. So what is it and why might you want it or need it? Well, let me try and explain. So basically it's a glass polish. It's a deep cleaning glass polish. Now normally glass polishes come in pretty much one of two versions. So you either get a chemical polish, a chemical cleaner, which is very good at getting rid of stubborn grime and kind of misting and kind of just the stubborn in-ground dirt that you get on windows really well. But it's not really great for things like scratches and marring, windscreen wiper marring, things like that. And then you have the more aggressive kind of compound type polishes, normally something with cerium oxide in or something similar, which is very good at getting at those scratches, getting at that marring and removing old sealants, things like that. But you know, can be a little too aggressive as well if applied poorly, in my experience anyway. So what makes Bilt Hamber different? Well, it's kind of a combination of the two. Yeah, it's kind of, Bilt Hamber claim it to be kind of best of both worlds. So we'll have a look in a second. But the way I look at it, and maybe that's just an insight into my brain, you know I do this every now and again, give you a weird analogy. Well, this one kind of, it's a bit like Scarlett Johansson and Kate Beckinsale. You can't really work out which one is better. I nearly said something else then. So which one, as an actress, clearly I'm talking about acting ability, nothing else. Let's keep it professional, it's a family channel. So you instead of kind of just casting one in a role, you decide to morph the two together and cast them in the one role. Perfect actress, perfect role. That was a really bad analogy, but I just like talking about Scarlett Johansson and Kate Beckinsale. Anyway, on that note, let's move on. Now, Bilt Hamber say that it's safe to use on tinted windows. I would probably recommend that's definitely the case on OEM windows, but perhaps on aftermarket tints, when you're not quite sure about the quality of the work, it's definitely worth testing in an inconspicuous area first. Just be better safe than sorry. But why would you want it? What would you use it for? Well, there's a number of reasons this might be of use to you. So for example, with an old car like this thing here, old glass, it's had lots of wear. It's nice every now and again to give it a proper refresh. Maybe you're buying a used car and you want to make it your own and get it the way you want it to be. So again, you know, used cars will come with lots of use, hence the name. So it'll allow you to do that. But also accidental damage, marring, things like that. It kind of will help kind of get rid of some of those marring marks. But also old sealants. Now, I don't like putting sealants on windscreens personally. I just don't like doing it. But if you do, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, they definitely have a place for sure. Then yeah, sometimes those sealants can add up over time. So this will completely deep clean, get rid of all the old sealants, give you a fresh, bare piece of glass to apply another sealant, or indeed just leave it as it is. So there's many reasons that you could want this, but fundamentally it comes down to safety and clarity of vision, certainly at night with headlights in the rain and things like that. You don't want glare, so anything that's going to help cut down glare has got to be a good thing. So let's get to the crux of the matter. How do you actually apply this stuff? Well, there's two ways. You can either hand apply it or you can machine apply it. So what I'm about to do is I'm just going to put some tape on the screen on the Rivage behind me. So I'm going to do one polish by hand, one polish by machine, and see if we can see any difference. Probably one of them won't tire my arm out quite so much, but whether we'll see an actual visible difference is we'll await to see. So no further ado, shut up Mark, roll VT, let's get cracking. So hopefully you can see from this angle that we've got the two squares. So this side I'm going to do hand application, this side I'm going to do machine application. And now I have pre-cleaned the glass using Bilt Hamber Traceless. Obviously you can use your glass cleaner of choice, but I thought I'd keep it in the family and use Traceless in this instance. So you've got a nice clean start. Now you may see a little bit of hazing that is on the inside of the windscreen, so please, you know, take my word for it. This is a nice clean pane of glass. So in terms of how you apply it, as with any other product, you give it a good shake, which I've already done, and then for every 30 square centimeters, now this is Bilt Hamber's instructions. 30 centimeters, I think they mean 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters, not 30 square centimeters, although it'll be 6 by 5 centimeters, and you'll be there all day doing it at that rate. But anyway, so 30 by 30, you use a pea-sized drop of this. Now, you use it on a damp cloth. I'm using the Bilt Hamber suede microfiber. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of water on there and just kind of rub it in a bit so it doesn't pool up or anything daft like that. So a little bit more came out then than I wanted it to, but there you go, story of my life. Anyway, moving on very quickly. So they say 30 by 30, you put a pea-size amount. So we'll just go with that, which is probably a bit more than a pea-size amount. Or is it? Do you know, I've often wondered, because I'm a bit weird like this, when people say a pea-sized amount, do they mean like a petit pois, or do they mean like a full fat marifat? I don't really know. Yeah, I mean, as though it really matters. But anyway, moving on, I've probably put a little bit too much on there. I've gone full marifat here, you know, maybe a little bit mushy as well, I think, you know, in terms of the pea that we've gone for. But anyway, so you apply it in a circular motion like so. Now, I may have to speed this up because I've got a feeling I'm going to be here for quite a while. If it starts to dry out, you can put just a tiny bit of water back on the cloth, or indeed on the glass if you prefer to do it that way, and go again. Speed it up again, Mark. Wowzers. So, after just giving myself a gym workout, we're finished. So, you can just get a microfiber cloth and wipe off the residue. Now, this is the first time I've used it, so I will speak as I find, as always. I mean, it looks clean. What more can I say? But the question is it going to be better by hand or by machine? What we'll do is I'll just do the machine application and then we'll compare the two side by side. Enter the Pixie. We all love a Pixie. I absolutely love this machine. If you would like me to do a kind of full review on this machine, just let me know. I haven't done one because I kind of feel YouTube is full of Pixie reviews, but I absolutely love this thing. So anyway, we're going to be using the Pixie. And I'm just going to be using a soft pad. I can't actually remember what brand of pad that is, to be brutally honest with you. But anyway, whatever it is, it's a soft finishing pad. As with paint, start with a soft pad, and if you need to go more aggressive, then obviously you can do. But yeah, start with the softest and go from there. So again, probably, I'm going to try, fair's fair, you've got to try and go with the same amount as before. I think I've put a bit too much on before. So we're going more for, I think, fish shop mushy this time. So yeah, in between marifat and petit pois. And I'm going to treat this as I would a bit of paint, and away we go. I love this thing. Now, I have to say, with a machine, it applies really nice. It doesn't dry out. I keep catching that aerial, so poor thing. Anyway, it doesn't dry out. You can obviously add a little bit of water if you need to, but I didn't really have any need to there. Again, I probably put too much on the pad, to be brutally honest with you. But yeah, let's just buff it off. Definitely more of a buff involved with this one than there was on the hand application side. Right, there you go. Just get to a clean side of the cloth and just give them both a buff. There we go. Right, so I'm going to take you from there to there and we'll see if we can see any difference. Okay, now this might be, that's a bit of trim in there, by the way, just in case you're wondering what a weird thing is in the passenger seat. So, I mean, in this, I've just come down here just to see with the light above whether you can see any difference. And obviously you can see still the outline of where the windscreen wiper sweeps. It's really hard, even to the naked eye, let alone on camera, to actually see. There is a little bit of difference, I have to say. I mean, they've both done a really good job, and we'll take the tape off in a minute just to see if we can see where we've polished and where we haven't. But between the two, yeah, definitely the machine side, I mean, it is kind of spoilt slightly by that windscreen sweep. So, yeah, I might go over that again very shortly. But it definitely, this just seems to be a little bit clearer than this side, or is it my imagination? If you just look at the reflection, if I can get where it's not on that windscreen sweep, that's quite defined. On this side, little more fuzzy. So I think definitely the machine has done a slightly better job, as you'd expect, because let's be honest, there's a lot more circular motions going on this side, and I've been brutally honest, that side was a lot easier to do. So yeah, let's take the tape off and see what if it will compare against the unpolished glass, and see if it's really done a good job. I got my words mixed up then. It's been a long day. Okay, this is really hard to see on camera. To the naked eye, you genuinely can see two faint squares there. I'm looking in the viewfinder and the camera's just not picking up. That light's probably just a little bit. There you go. We cheated. Spray some water on them and you can see quite clearly. There you go. So water is quite clearly running off those squares quicker than it is elsewhere. So that would suggest a decontaminated surface. Look at that. I've got to get a towel out and dry that up now, haven't I? I just make work for myself. The things I do for you. But yeah, I think that kind of does demonstrate it quite nicely. That is a clean surface. Now, even more impressive, if it shows, if it doesn't show, then it's not that impressive, is it? But even more impressive, now that I've just quickly wiped over with a towel, let's see if I can do that again. You can quite clearly see, look at that. Can you see that? That is ridiculous. I mean, look, I'm wiping with a towel, this bit down the middle. You know, no camera trickery going on here. That is amazing. Look at that. Look at that, my goodness. Do you know, I've been doing this YouTube lark for a few years now, and I don't think I've ever seen something quite as marked as that. Look at that. I just can't get over the fact that I'm wiping, same cloth, you know, no trickery. I'm wiping that, and I'm wiping the bit underneath that I've polished, and look at the clarity difference. That's fantastic. I like that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get back, tidy up, have a chat, see what we think. Sorry, I brought you back straight before we go for a little chat. I've just gone over it again, kind of pretty much this. I mean, this is dry now. I mean, you can see. Look, see, I'm rubbing my finger on it. It's dry. Look at the difference. That is mind-blowing. I mean, I'm speechless. And I don't know if this is going to pick up. I'll be quiet, you'll be pleased to hear. The squeak test. Listen. Silent. Hopefully that picks up on microphone, otherwise I've just made a mess for no reason. So with the excitement abating a little now, I've had a chance to calm down a tad. What do I think of it? Well, I think you'll probably recognise from my reaction, I'm somewhat impressed. Now, I'll be honest, when I first took the masking tape off, I was a little underwhelmed. You couldn't really see it with the naked, well, you could just about see it with the naked eye, but you couldn't quite see it on camera. But as soon as you spritz the water on, it just became apparent. And clearly that where we've polished is just a better surface now. If you want to put a sealant down on that glass, you can do. It's nice and clean. If you want to use it as it is, then you can do, and you're going to have less glare, etc., certainly in the rain. So yeah, definitely I think you know, Bilt Hamber's onto a winner. Now, in terms of how would I apply it, there's no competition. I'd use it with a machine all day long. I'd imagine if you want to use it on headlights or something like that, then yeah, by hand is absolutely fine. But on a big pane of glass, then you know, don't put yourself through, unless you know, can't be bothered with a gym membership and you just really want to give your arms a good workout, then by all means do it by hand. But yeah, I think a machine polish is the way to go. But yeah, really impressed with it. Now, in terms of price, it's $16.95 at time of recording, and I mean, to be honest, that's going to last a long time. I mean, how often do you actually polish your car glass? Not that often. Although I have to say, with the Pixie, I think I might be doing it a bit more often. I'm going to go and do this in a second, because I've kind of got the bug. It is now 1:15 midnight and I'm sat in my garage polishing my glass. So yeah, sad really, isn't it? But anyway, yeah. So it's a really good product. Can't really say any more than that. But yeah, I will continue to crack on with this, and at some stage in the future, I'll come back to it and show you. But yeah, that's it. So if you want clear glass, if you want to get rid of the glare, give this a go. I tell you what, this best of both worlds thing, it's onto something. So anyway, until next time, bye for now.